Hey, what's up guys? This is MJ100K. Today's video is going to be about, are ASE tests worth it? If you're a mechanic or you're thinking about becoming a mechanic, you should know what ASE tests are, but I'll go over it real quick. It just stands for Automotive Service Excellence. It's an organization that came about in the 70s because people didn't know how to tell if their mechanics knew what they were doing or not. So they give you tests to test your understanding on 8 different areas in the vehicle. I'm not being sponsored by anybody. This is from my true opinion here. I tried to write a script for this video, but it ends up being too long, so I'm just going to try to talk about reasons why I think ASE certs are worth it. ASE certifications are worth it because they give you a lot of information on the theory of the area of the vehicle you're talking about, like let's say brakes. They give you a lot of information on the theory of how they actually work. They give you best practices of, for example, don't use compression fittings and don't replace one rotor on on the axle. Like let's say if the left front rotor is bad, don't just replace that one, but replace the left front and the right front rotors at the same time. Things like that. And also they're going to help you with problem solving, actual problems. Now, some of the questions on there, you might think this is never going to happen in real life, and they might not, but they do test you on the theory. And the tests are not easy, okay? Most people will buy study guides to help them take the test. That's what I used to do. So I used to buy Motor Age study guides. It's not sponsored. There's no links, but just type it in Google if you want to find one, and go to Amazon or something. They're only about 25-30 bucks a piece. The ASE tests themselves are only about 50-60 bucks a piece. You have to go to this place called Prometrics to take the tests, and yeah, the tests are really hard. Well, not really hard, but they are hard. You will have to study. I usually took about a month to study for each test. By the time I graduated tech school, I had 4 ASEs, and I believe that helped me to get my first job, or my second job, but it helped me to get my job at Honda after I graduated. So that leads me to number 2 reason why ASE tests are worth it. They will help you get a job because those certifications are respected in the automotive industry, at dealerships, at Pet Boys, different fleets, like when I used to work at AAA. Those certs are respected. Now, some jobs you won't be able to get unless you're master certified. Like that job at AAA that I got, you had to be a master certified technician to work in the job I was applying for. And if you're not master certified, you just aren't going to get that job. And it was a really good job. It was not flat rate, it was just straight time. So 40 hours a week, and you get the same amount every hour. At the time it was like 20 bucks an hour, which was like 10 years ago almost. So like right now it's even more. So you want to start getting those higher level jobs, then you have to get these certifications. Now, even like I said, for my first job at a dealership at Honda, I had 4 ASEs, and all I did was what my teacher had recommended. He said, write up your resume and put on a nice shirt, nice pair of pants. Don't have to be a tuxedo or anything, but just nice clean clothes. And I walked and I handed my resume out to like 4 different dealerships, right outside of Philadelphia, and Honda was one of them. And what my teacher said was, go in there, ask to speak to the service manager, and once you talk to him, just say, hey, my name is blah blah, just graduated from community college, I have 4 ASEs, I have a license and emission inspector license or whatever, and I'm looking for a position as a technician. Is it all right if I fill out an application? And you shake their hand, look them right in the eye, give them a 30-second pitch, and you may get the job if they're hiring. And I was lucky at Honda, they were hiring. I think I also applied to Lexus, Nissan, and Toyota, and I got a call back from Toyota dealership, but I didn't hear anything else after that. And actually, did I? No, I don't remember what happened at Toyota. But at Honda, he said, sure. I came in for the interview the next day, and I got the job. So yeah, ASE tests, they will help you get jobs. I guarantee you that. And that is what this whole thing is all about. Getting the knowledge and getting the job. So that is the number 2 reason. They also helped me get a job, like once I stopped being a mechanic and I went back to school for automotive engineering technology. My first job at Cummins after I graduated there, it helped me get the job there, I believe, because by then I was a master certified technician, and you know, that goes a long way on your resume. You know, people are going to look at that and they're going to say, wow, this guy is motivated. In business, I know I listen to Dave Ramsey sometimes, and somebody asked him a question. They said, how do I motivate my employees? And he said, you can't motivate people who don't want to be motivated. I don't care how much money you throw at them. I don't care what this or that. They're not really going to be motivated. You have to hire people who are already motivated from day one. And when you have ASE certifications on your resume, it shows people that you are motivated already. You know, because you're like, nobody made you go out and get those tests. You don't those certifications and take those tests. You don't have to get those certifications to graduate from a tech school. You know, you don't have to do any of that. You took the time on your own to go and do that. So that's what they see when they see that on your resume. And you're going to get more interviews with those ASE certifications, especially once you get some experience too. You have experience and ASEs, like, oh, they call you right up. They will call you right up. And you're not going to get every job, you know. Sometimes it's just not a good fit. Think of it as like you're an actor or actress and you're just going on auditions. You're just going on auditions. Now, an actor, if he doesn't get one audition, he say, oh, maybe I did this or that wrong. And he thinks about it and tries to do a little bit better the next time. But he's not going to go to pieces over it, because, you know, you might lose 10 auditions and then you get the audition for the best part of your whole life. So that's how I look at it. Keep going on. You'll get more interviews with ASEs on your resume than somebody who doesn't. I can tell you, when I was at Honda, and they, you know, I loved working there. It was my favorite job ever. But after about a year, the economy was in a recession in 2008, and I got laid off. And, you know, I was really, really sad about that. But, you know, I just kept studying. And I remember before I got laid off, before the economy went bad, I had just gotten the ASE for air conditioning. And I told the other guy I work with, the other technician, he's like, oh, great, you got an ASE. Another piece of paper for you to wipe your ass with. And I'm like, that's not true. And he was like, no, they don't pay us to get ASEs here. They don't give us any bonus or anything. I was like, look, you never know what could be happening after this job. Like, we might not be working here forever, you know, like I'd like to, but you never know. And then a few months later, we all got laid off, one after the other. You know, it was last hired, first fired. And I remember, like, I had 6 at the time. I took those couple months layoffs, and I studied and passed for the last 2, which was manual and automatic trans. Those 2, I got those 2 at the end, and then I became a master tech. And with that on my resume, I was able to get my first job back after the recession. And I heard that, you know, he never got another job because he didn't have any ASEs. Now, just because you have ASEs, it doesn't make you better than another technician. It makes your resume look better. And the reason why that needs to look so good is because, in my opinion, the people that are actually hiring you are usually business management people, you know. They're 90% of the time, they're not ex-mechanics. So they went to business school, which is a different skill than being a mechanic. So they don't know the questions to ask you on an interview where they're trying to figure out who's a good mechanic or not. You know, they got a bunch of lame questions from HR, like, oh, what would you do if you couldn't figure out a problem? Would you ask? You know, they don't know real mechanic questions. So all they do is look at a whole pile of resumes and they say, oh, this guy's got certifications. This guy got certification. This guy's got 7. This guy's got 10. You know, whatever. And they look at that type of stuff. So as long as you don't completely fail the interview, like, you're going to get a lot of job offers and you're going to get a lot of interviews for just that being on your resume. I will tell you, a different technician I worked with at Honda. Now, I only had about a year in at Honda and a year at a Pep Boys type place before Honda. But this guy, he was like teaching me a lot. He had worked at Honda for like 5 or 6 years. So I'm not afraid to say it. He was better than I was. Like, you know, I don't know how good he is now, but at the time, he was better than me. He was a better mechanic than me in everything except for electrical, which is like my bread and butter. I love electrical. But he was better at me at everything else. And a few months after the recession kind of ended, like, he called me on the phone like, Mike, like, you get a new job yet? I was like, yeah. He's like, how do you get these jobs, man? I can't get anything. I was like, man, you got to get some certifications, man. Because he was better than me, but he didn't have any certifications on his resume. So I think that was his problem. And, you know, I'm not sure what happened to him after that. We kind of lost touch. But anyway, all right, I'm not going to make this video too long. I will tell you one thing. I'll tell you some study tips and everything. If somebody wants to hear study tips for ASE and ASE test, and I'll go over a couple of the questions that are actually in the study guides if you want, and I'll tell you my study tips if you want to know. Put it in the comments if you want a video like that, and I'll make it for you. But as far as are they worth it, they are 100% worth it. I don't like using percentages above 100 because that is not on the scale. But anyway, and I will tell you, I took a video of when I finally became a master technician, and here I'll show it to you right here.
By the power of Grayskull.
All right, so you see that? You see what happened? I totally transformed. Okay, and it was amazing. And all right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because, you know, sometimes my schedule, I don't have time to make videos on a certain frequency or at a certain time every week or whatever. But hit the notification bell if you want to see some more videos from your old pal MJ100K. All right, everybody, be safe from the coronavirus and have a good one.